T-Bob.
You got it? Does it sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good, dude.
Stu, you son of a bitch. What the
T-Bob.
fuck? Man, am I allowed to curse on here?
You can curse as much as you want.
Am I allowed to
T-Bob.
curse on here?
Listen, when I talk college football, my preference is to talk about college football with a guy named T-Bob. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
T-Bob A-Bear.
Yes.
Don't fucking forget it. Fucking about as stupid an O-lineman of a name as you could possibly fathom.
Right. When you asked if you could curse, I didn't realize you meant every other word. But yes, you can, by the way. Feel free to do it.
I'll keep it under control. Look, I'm just very excited, Stu.
Right.
I've been a massive fan for a long time.
Okay.
I actually met you at the Super Bowl in passing.
Oh, did you really? Huh.
Yeah.
What'd we discuss? Anything?
I was talking
Anything
to
good?
Bomani.
All right.
I was talking to Bomani, and I was like, oh, dude, Bomani, he used to come on me when I started. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm so grateful, blah, blah. And then I saw you, and I was like, oh, Stu, I love you, man. I'm so great. And you're like, real grateful dude here. Oh.
That's all I had for you. I'm disappointed in myself.
Man.
Jesus.
T-Bob, you've got a dad who's a legend. You and your brother both tried, you both played football. Why on earth would you choose Stugotz as the person to look up to the most as
Why
a male
not?
figure?
Who wouldn't?
It's the only question. It's the only question.
Look, unfortunately, so yeah, like you kind of alluded to there, Izzy, I played at LSU back in the day, and then I got done playing, tried to make the NFL, wasn't good enough, and I kind of got done, and I looked around, and I was like, fuck. Like, I don't know anything. Like, I ended up going general studies.
Yeah.
Like, I have no applicable life skills.
Sure.
I grew up as a spoiled rich kid, son of an NFL dad. Like, I don't know anything. I have nothing. What I did do is I did a lot of media in college. Like, I got to be the representative for LSU, like SEC Media Days. Like, that was awesome. And so I was like, shit, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to, like, get into radio. And so I got in touch with some people that I'd known, interviewed through the years, some guys that worked in the scene, and I started doing a show Monday and Thursday nights, and I was supposed to be selling advertisements.
Right.
That was like my actual job, but I was just lying and smoking weed and playing basketball, and I'd like call my boss and be like, oh God, dude, I'm out here in Gonzales, I'm beating the streets, I just keep getting turned down.
That's my guy.
It's one of my favorite things right there.
I mean, and I didn't even know. And at that time, I didn't even know. I hadn't even heard you that much. And then one day, I just stumbled upon the show, and it just changed my life. I just absolutely fell in love with it, man. The absurdity, the fun of it all. Stu is a bit of a paradoxical prince in my mind.
Whatever that
He
means.
has no idea what that means.
Sounds like a compliment. I appreciate it.
It sounds like a compliment. He's taking it.
I'll take it. Yeah.
He is both at once satirical and yet sincere. In that, like, he's making fun and pointing out the absurdity of what we've all committed our life to. I mean, especially if you're like me, you talk about college football mostly. I just commit my life to talking about hard-bodied teen boys all the time.
Hey-o.
But also sincere that this shit matters and people care.
Yes.
And yeah, we do give a damn, and that's fine. And it's fun, and it's okay too. So little did I guess we always kind of aligned, Izzy, but in discovering the show, I just really felt inspired by him, Dan, the whole crew, all of y'all, man.
Well, let me tell you something, because nobody's kind of
fun.
nailed it the way you just nailed it. So let me tell you the story.
That paradoxical shit?
Yeah, paradoxical crazy shit.
Prince.
When I met Stugotz, it was old friend Josh Darrow walked up, said, I'm going to introduce a friend of mine. I think you were in your early 30s, maybe.
This is the former program director at WQAM.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Just
So-
context, okay?
I love radio war stories. By the way.
they're
That's
the
like
best.
my favorite fucking thing.
And
Anyway,
so Josh introduces me to Stu. And like, look, I'm not saying I know I can read people immediately upon meeting them, but one of my superpowers is I get a good read on people right away. All right. And all I
Except
could
Malik
think
Beasley.
all I could think of when I met Stugotz is like, I don't know if I like this dude. Like, he was so obsessed with work. But then I realized the more I got to know him, that was just what was most present, right? Like his obsession with wanting to do this thing. Because this was before the Dan Le Batard show.
Sure, yeah.
This was before he blew up and became Stugotz.
Yeah.
And so the more I got to know him, the more I realized, like it was just a genuine fucking desire to be this guy.
Yes.
And he was going to bust his ass until he got there.
Yes.
And everything else about him wasn't important.
Yes.
And so the more you get to know him, the more you realize that it is a genuine person there. He just loves this shit.
Yes, but much like T-Bob, general studies, I knew nothing. I had no athletic ability, and if I didn't make it here, I wasn't going to fucking make it anywhere, T-Bob, you know?
I mean, look, that's like, that's kind of necessity is the mother of invention. I don't know if that quite applies here, but like, yeah, it's like you said, like we had to make this work.
Yes.
And I've been very privileged and very lucky. I got multiple opportunities that I did not deserve because of like who my father was. That's really how I got my first break, was a show in New Orleans, like a small morning show on a side station of the station that he worked at and everything. And so I try to be very cognizant of that privilege and the luck that I had and the opportunities I was given that I did not deserve. And I think when you're cognizant of it, that creates gratitude, and gratitude creates hard work. So I try to work my ass off to be good at this job and have fun because I am eternally grateful to get to hang out here and do stuff like this and do all the shows. It's such a fun job, man.
Can I ask you one more question about your family? You've got a brother.
Anything.
You've got a brother named Bo. Am I right?
Yeah.
And it's Bo, Beaux.
I love that.
Yes.
Which is like the coolest spelling. Obviously,
It's like when Brian Kelly went to LSU and he came Boudreaux Kelly.
Right. But this is actually Bo's name, right? And Bo, again, in Louisiana, son of a legendary quarterback, coolest name you could ever think of for a quarterback, Bo Hebert, and he played quarterback. Didn't quite make it. Is he like the most disappointing member of the family? Because it seemed like he was set up. Like it was set up perfectly.
No. He has come on strong now. He's married well. He's living in St. Louis. He's opened a couple of these delicious restaurant chains called Small Sliders. So he's killing it, dude. Yeah. He's doing well. It turns out, again, I don't want to make this too much of a thing, but it's privilege is a hell of a thing, And when you have when you have people in your life that support you in the way that we've been supported, it really helps you try to navigate this life. But you are kind of touching on something interesting that I get asked about a lot, which is kind of trying to live up to the Bobby Hebert legend in Louisiana. And the thing is, while I can't speak for Bo because, again, he did play quarterback. Maybe it's because I didn't. I never felt that, dude.
Okay.
It was nothing but an advantage, man. It was always so cool. I got to grow up in, the Saints and Falcons locker rooms. I got to see him do radio and go sit in on shows at a very early age. When I was playing, I got to, work out with some of his O-line buddies to teach me, the ancient techniques and the forbidden practices. It was, I'm just eternally grateful for who my father was and the legend that he established. In fact, that was the only part, or not the only part, but the part that I think emotionally hit me the hardest, leaving Baton Rouge and New Orleans, leaving South Louisiana to come here to Chicago, was leaving my dad. Because I got 3 little kids. He's a great grandpa. And so that's been it's been kind of the saddest part about the whole thing. But he gets it. I mean, this man went from the Saints to the Falcons back in the day. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So He's been very supportive.
Mikey A., we've been working way too long together. You had the same thought that I did because as he was telling his story, so go ahead and share that with T-Bob.
Since T-Bob came on, I'm sitting there going, have I met T-Bob? And then I realized I kind of have. Son of a former NFL player, went to a major college to play football. After his NFL career, did the media thing. His kid followed in his footsteps and is now doing the media thing. Big guy, beard. You're Mike Golic Jr.
Yes.
You just went south.
Yeah, from the south.
You guys are.
Yes. I mean, Gojo retired on this show. I mean, he did.
This is something
from the NFL
that I've joked about all the time. Me and my old man, I like to think we're like the Kirkland Brand Golics. We're probably more like Great Value. I like Kirkland personally, but I think we're great. But like one of my best friends, Ian, shout out Ian, love him to death. He's like a brother to me. He always wanted me and Mike Jr. to start a podcast called Coattails. Unfortunately, and it's not.
I'll bankroll it. Let's go.
Yet, but I think that would be very fun.
You'll produce it. What are you talking about, Mikey?
Kirkland Brand, by the way, it's usually just the regular brand, just rebranded. Like I buy Bailey's. If you drink Bailey's,
Exactly.
ice cream, go buy the Kirkland Brand. It's the same shit.
What's the poll question? Are the A-Bears the Kirkland Brand of the Golics?
I think that's it.
Put it on the poll. T-Bob, listen to me. College football week 0 starts this week.
Oh.
I am outraged. Follow me down this path here. This is our sport, okay? Why are we starting the college football season in Ireland and not somewhere in the deep south? Help me out here.
Because it's acceptable. Because this is an hors d'oeuvre. This is a taster, a tease. This is a little
pig in a blanket.
This is a little strap of lingerie being shown before we get to the full unveiling next Saturday, which is going to be incredible.
Right.
Like next Saturday's slate is going to chew us up, spit us out, and leave us begging for more.
So this Saturday is just when you get the erection.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like this is to excite us.
Sit around with it
bit.
for a week. I mean, it hurts.
And I gotta say, I fucking love Farmageddon being in Ireland. This is the exact type of week 0 game I want. I don't want Notre Dame Navy where it's going to be a blowout. This is a highly competitive game with a lot on the lines for both teams. Two teams that legitimately have Big 12 championship aspirations. Two incredibly exciting young quarterbacks in Avery Johnson and Rocco Becht going toe-to-toe. And it's called Farmageddon. The Irish people, traditionally, a very agricultural people as well. I don't know if
Famous
Kansas or
potato
Iowa grows potatoes,
Right.
but real appreciates real. Those who toil in the soil can appreciate those who toil in the soil. And so I love the fact that we got Farmageddon going down as our greatest American export to show these people what it's all about. I'm going to drink so much fucking Guinness tomorrow. It's going to drown. It might empty out Chicago.
Let's be honest. You'd be drinking so many fucking Guinnesses tomorrow, whether it was a game or not. I mean,
it's Saturday.
T-Bob, you're hitting me in the face with a fire hose right now. Farmageddon? It's the first I've heard about this. You got to tell me more about this, because I looked at this and I was just like, really? Iowa State and Kansas State in Ireland? Who cares? But now if it's Farmageddon, I'm in.
So this is something that this is the great part about college football. Look, NFL's awesome, right? It's the primetime product. It's everything. It's the best football, all that stuff. It's 32 teams. Storylines are easier to keep up with. But that's what's great about college football. There's so many teams, so many narratives, that there's these wonderful little nuggets of information and stories that we've never heard. And so, like, just when I started doing my Snaps college football podcast over the last few years, I'd never heard of Farmageddon. This is a massive game for these two fan bases every single year. Right? Like we may not as a whole care, but regionally, this is like some Texas high school football rivalry.
Right.
And they've been calling it Farmageddon for years and years and years. I was very surprised. My group text said the same thing, Izzy. All my high school friends, they were like, oh shit, we never heard it till we were listening to the pod. But no, this has been a thing for a while. And when you look right now, Iowa State, they're fascinating me because they played football for over 130 years. And last year was their first ever 10-win season. So, you think these people don't fucking love football? They've had nothing to cheer for. And yet they show up every single weekend for the Cyclones. And they give a damn. And Kansas State as well, dude. And Chris Kleeman knocking on the door. Right, so close, but not quite breaking through quite yet. It's again, there's college football, and a game like this is an onion, right? The deeper you delve, the more it's going to open itself up and reveal itself to you.
All right, we talked about Farmageddon. That's all great. Let's talk about some real football. LSU, ranked 9, opening up against Clemson, ranked 4. What do you see in that game?
So obviously,
No,
look,
that's the sound you have to make before you break down a game. Yes, you have to. Right, you're torn. Such a big game. You don't know what. You have learned well, my friend.
Thing. Yeah. This feels like a head-heart thing that's about to happen.
T-Bob, before you answer that, T-Bob, before you answer that,
yes,
let me tell you something. I fucking love you, man. All right?
Yes. Already. Yes.
This is like the greatest day of my life. Okay. So
you didn't say it back.
No. Fuck you. You know how I feel about you. You know how I feel about you.
It's a better answer.
I'm teasing you.
Okay. So here's the deal. There's a lot of context here, and bias works in both ways, right? Sometimes we stump for the teams we love. Sometimes we're really critical of the team we love. So I don't know which way my bias is going. Just understand that as I say this. I really like LSU. They are very good this year, okay? They are complete at every position. You need the defense to take a step forward under Blake Baker in this second year. D-line's a bit of a going concern, but I like the talent. Really, the only question mark they have is they're replacing a very good offensive line, but they're replacing a lot of talent. However, LSU may be very good with a Heisman hopeful at quarterback, but Clemson is damn near perfect with a Heisman hopeful at quarterback. Like, the more I've read about this year, and it's a fascinating thing. I wrote a blog about this the other day. If you look at the top 8 teams, 6 of the top 8 are working in new starters. Clemson and Penn State are the only ones who are not, right? Which is why I think we got to give them a little new starters at quarterback. Excuse me. Right. Clemson and Penn State are not, which is why I think we got to give them a little bump in all of this. Behind them, teams like 9 through 23 are all like salty, multi-year vets at quarterback. So what I think this is going to do, create chaos, whatever. The point of all this is, the more I look at it, why shouldn't Clemson be at least number 2 in the entire country? They have multiple All-Americans on the front 7. They maybe have the best D-line in the country. They've got a top 10 O-line in the country. They've got a top 10 wide receiver group that came on huge at the end of last year. The only guy they lose is Phil Maffa, but all that does is open up more production for Cade Klubnik and these receivers. They get Tom Allen at DC. It's Garrett Riley in another year in the system at coordinator with Cade Klubnik. And it's little old Dabo. Everybody thought he was dead. Everybody thought Dabo didn't want to do the portal, didn't want to pay players. Look at him now. He's back, baby. Resurrected like the man he loves the most. So unfortunately, I don't think LSU wins this game. And I actually have LSU winning the SEC championship.
What?
But that's how good Clemson is. It's at Clemson at night. New offensive line for LSU, right? Which they're going to be good. But week 1's tough. And so you're telling me week 1, you got to go against that defense and that D-line? That's a fucking death sentence. Plus, the Tigers have lost 5 season openers in a row, and I picked them all 5 fucking times. So maybe this is like some deep reverse psychology shit I'm trying to pull.
But I think the real question that everybody wants to know, T-Bob, and you mentioned it being at Clemson at night, is which one is the real Death Valley, and should the loser of this game not be able to call their home Death Valley until the next time
it should be the battle for Death Valley. Right, you're right.
No. So I've thought about this a lot, and I do subscribe to the Fast and the Furious theory, right? Like, we're racing for pinks here. Winner gets the car. But
I think that's a Grease theory. That's Grease.
It was
that
Grease
is not
first.
Fast and the Furious. You're too young.
Oh, is that?
That is a Grease.
It started with Grease. Fast and Furious ripped it off. But go ahead. We get it.
Okay, so this is the Grease theory then. But the only thing is, it is a home and home. So Clemson's got to go to Baton Rouge next year. So the race cannot fully be run with just this game. Maybe it's like for a year. You get the title for a year, and then you got to put it back on the line next year and see if you can do the same thing in Death Valley at night.
Okay. So if somebody sweeps the home and home, it's theirs.
Then they are Death Valley.
Forever.
Unquestioned. Nobody will ever listen to this, and I will absolutely fucking refuse to listen to this if LSU loses both games. But here in the comfort of the unknown, in the quantum state that precedes every football game where we don't know if the game is alive or dead, I will say that I agree to this.
T-Bob, on the topic of Death Valley, I'm workshopping a take here that we're wasting Saturday nights in Death Valley on Brian Kelly because he's just not cool enough to be the head coach at LSU. What do you think there?
Boudreaux is cooler, though.
I think I mean, look, I think you're never going to get as cool as Coach O. That just is what it is.
Right.
Coach O in 2019 is the single coolest fucking, like, it may not be the best. You go to 0-1 Miami, whatever. But in terms of cool, I don't think there's been a cooler college football team ever. And Coach O, the favored Cajun son, actually, my dad's cousin, high school teammate, they won state together, college roommate, played football together. So I love that man. But you're not going to get cooler than that. I think outside looking in, the Kelly hate, or it's louder on the outside than it is regional. In Baton Rouge, people don't feel that as much. They don't care. They just want you to fucking win. I mean, I've covered college football for so long, and I covered LSU so specifically for so long that I've seen a fascinating, and this spanned multiple coaches, but I've seen a fascinating phenomena where, like, a coach loses a game or two at the beginning of the season, and all of a sudden, you know, this guy's fucking golfing a lot.
Right.
I mean, I see him out to eat all the time.
Yeah.
He's running around on his wife, blah, blah, blah. Then you beat Alabama? Ha! I fucking love this guy. I want him to stay here forever. So, like, the point of this is, you know what cures anything? You know what makes you cool?
Winning.
Just win.
Yeah.
It's why I get so pissed when these coaches get these rabbit ears and they get so sensitive. The best part about sports is that it's a true meritocracy. It's not the myth, right? The myth of meritocracy, which is powerful, but which can be depressing when you figure out that sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you work, shit won't work out for you. In sports, if you win, we love you.
Yeah.
And it's that you control your destiny directly. So, yeah, BK can be cool, uncool, whatever. If he wins, they're going to love him.
But let's
I will
be
say
real.
this for him, though.
So,
if they don't make the playoffs this year, I will never believe in him again going into the season.
Wow.
Because they have to at least make the playoffs.
But let's be real. It's
Seems
not
like a
just
do or
Brian
die
Kelly.
situation for him. I mean, that's all he wants is your fandom for life, T-Bob.
I know. I'm sure.
T-Bob's fandom is on the line.
The $100 million contract is a cold comfort when ranked against the support of an overweight 36-year-old father of three living in Chicago.
But I don't care how uncool Brian Kelly is. Let's be real. And it comes to Death Valley, LSU, it's just more fitting. Like, Clemson is a very tough place to play. Crazy. It's well lit, which I find weird. For me, when I was at the Tim Tebow Call Me game, right, at LSU. It was the first time I'd been there. First of all, the lighting doesn't seem enough. Like, it seems like there should be more lights there. And if you're going to tell me that one of these stadiums, either the Clemson one or LSU, has, like, buried bodies underneath it, it's definitely going to be LSU's stadium. So, like, I don't think Clemson, for the term Death Valley, has a say in this whatsoever. This is LSU's territory.
Well, and Izzy, I think you're more correct than you know, because
I love that.
My grandpa went to he went to LSU back in the 50s.
Yeah.
And he lived in the stadium. They had dorms in the stadium. Huey P. Long, in a classic example of Louisiana political corruption. In an effort to expand Tiger Stadium to get the funding, he had to justify it, I think, with like housing or rooming. So they built, there are dorms still to this day. Nobody lives in them now. They've been abandoned since the 70s. I got to film a hype video in there. It felt like something out of Walking Dead. But there's, yes, there are dorms in that stadium that harken back to makeouts and parties and drugs of decades past. There are ghosts in that stadium. Absolutely. Also, look, I mean, if we're just calling a spade, the LSU fan base is rowdy.
Oh, yeah.
Very rowdy and drunk and crazy. And it's all that matters. And I know Clemson has a lot of that as well in terms of all that matters, but they're a little wholesome. They're a little leave it to Beaver comparatively to the LSU Tigers.
I have to be honest. I don't think winning would make Brian Kelly cooler. I don't. I don't. Like, I remember Larry. I remember Larry Coker winning a national championship for the Miami Hurricanes, and when he was raising the trophy, he was still a dork.
Not
you know?
cool.
I mean,
Not cool.
But
like
Larry also ran it into the ground.
Yes,
he ran it into the ground.
did.
He took over an awful situation.
he went to
ran it into the
back-to-back title games, man. I mean,
I will say this. For Kelly is, you at least have the comfort, and maybe this is kind of boring and kind of uncool to your point, but you at least have the comfort, cold or not, that it's going to be a high floor. right? I don't know where the ceiling is, but the competence, it's at least going to be a high floor. You're going to be competitive. You're going to be there. I honestly just want to watch LSU fucking win. But you know what? I don't even care if they win or lose. This is another theory that I have, and funnily enough, I call this the Grease theory.
Hey.
Right? And I use this against Alabama fans, but it's not Grease the movie, rather Grease the country.
Right.
LSU
You just learned about Grease the movie, right? Yes.
Grease,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
It's not consistent performance, right? There are times of renaissance and incredible production of art and military conquest, and these super high highs matched by these incredibly low lows of economic collapse and weeping and gnashing and revolution in the streets. And then you look at a school like Alabama, it's like Soviet Russia. They have nothing but the expectation. And the expectation is so impossibly high that what can they derive any joy from? They can't be happy with a 9-3 season. I fucking can. Because I don't expect to win every weekend. I have fear in my heart. And what the fear of dying creates is a love of living. Okay?
Yeah.
And so I'll take it.
Preach.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like not being the best. I like running the risk of losing. I like the pain because the pain lets you know you're alive.
Yes.
And you can't appreciate the view from the mountaintop if you didn't start at the fucking bottom.
Preach.
So Bama, Georgia, Texas, all these trust fund addled fucks can take it and shove it up their ass because they have no perspective.
Wow.
They're like trust fund kids who sit there and tell you, I earned everything I got. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
That's funny. I call that the Fast and the Furious theory.
T-Bob, I fucking love you. Okay, I mean, holy shit, you're good. Listen to me. I have a North Carolina fan here. Taylor played wide receiver at Carolina. We'll get to the Gators in a second. What are your thoughts here? We did a win-loss on Carolina last week, and I had Carolina going undefeated. What are your thoughts on Belichick and Carolina this year? The schedule's easy. I mean.
They do have an easy schedule.
Yes,
they have an easy schedule.
they do.
And,
Yes.
and secretly, so I got to shout out this guy, Brett Celia. I always fuck up his last name, but he does, we all love a preview magazine, right? And he does Pick Six previews. I love them all. I love Bill Connolly's work. He's incredible. Of course, like your Phil Steele's, all that. But I really enjoy Brett's work. And he has a bunch of interesting metrics like 5-year recruiting tail, game score, all this type of stuff. UNC has the 20th best 5-year recruiting tail in the country. So, I mean, what is telling you is this is a team with objectively top 25 talent that has not been playing at a top 25 level.
Wow.
And now you add the greatest schematic football coach that we've ever had. Now, I got major questions about Belichick on the college level from this perspective. The thing about the NFL is the biggest separating factor in the NFL is not physical as much as it is mental. If you don't know what to do, there's a line of guys outside the door that are basically as good as you physically, but, unless you're one of the super freaks,
right.
But they won't fuck it up. They won't have the MAs. Like in the NFL, if you don't understand the system and you make mistakes, you're gone. The players have to meet the coach. In college, the opposite is true. Your roster's your roster. And in the transfer world, it's changed a little bit. But once you start your roster, you have to dumb down your system to the players to make sure that they all understand it so you can get your best guys on the field. And so what I worry about with Belichick is can he maintain the complexity in the game plan that has made him great, yet keep it simple enough for these players to be where they need to be. And I will say, while I was doubtful at first, I read about what Steve Belichick did at Washington, and it's actually pretty unbelievable. Like, Washington's defense was awful before Steve got there, and then they didn't just go good, they were great last season. And so to me, it's like, okay, he did it there. Like, maybe they can do it at UNC, where they arguably might even have more talent than Washington. Then they're definitely in an easier conference. But Belichick is the storyline for the ACC, because, like, we all know Clemson's a power. They should roll through everybody. So with that being so obvious, what happens to Belichick and Hodgson? That's the storyline.
I never thought I'd ask a follow-up question on UNC football, but
that's what Belichick does for the program,
right.
though, right? Exactly.
Well, that's what I think of. I think of sort of. Well, this is what I think of when I think of Belichick is like nobody's going to make sure his team sets the edge harder than Bill Belichick. So
he's not going to be outcoached.
Can he simplify it? I see him as being oversimplifying. Is like, give me 4 yards at a damn time, and I'll shut you down on defense. We're going to win every game 12-0. We're good.
I guess in my mind, though, the shutting down on defense has always come from an elite week-to-week game plan, like being an elite week-to-week game planner.
Right.
Where he can look at a team and figure out what they do best, find the Achilles heel, and exploit it. And you definitely game plan week-to-week in college. I'm not saying that. But it is not on the level of an NFL. Where you can be expected to almost learn, not a new, like almost what could feel like a new system to a college player. So that's my only question is, can he affect that with these guys? And if he can, then you would think it would give him a big advantage on Saturdays. I guess the other concern about Belichick is just recruiting, because we all know, I mean, recruiting is the end-all, be-all with college football. Like, if you don't have the best players, what are you going to do? I used to love it. My old man raised me very cynically. He's always like, look, you can have a team of Rudies. I want the fucking all-stars. Okay?
That boy. Yes.
You have all your high character Rudy guys over there. Like, give me the best players, and I'll figure it out.
Give me Burrow, Jefferson, and Chase. I'm good.
Yes. Burrow, Jefferson, Chase, Marshall, Moss, Allaire, Patrick Queen, Jacob Phillips. Yeah, give me those guys.
North Carolina's defense did give up 70 points to James Madison last year. So going from Mac Brown,
them, though. Right. Yeah.
Going from Mac Brown.
That's another Stugotz technique.
You are
that
me. I love you. Yes.
That I have stolen that.
Yes.
I'm like a chameleon where I just crib from all my favorite people, like anybody else.
Yeah.
But there's nothing I love more than just throwing out one word on a subject you know nothing about, just to make it appear as if you're informed.
General studies.
The Dukies. Hey, maybe the best group of 5 team this year. I don't know. People are saying.
You got it down. Go ahead, Taylor. Finish your question.
I was just going to say the bar going from Mac Brown to Bill Belichick is very low. We're just asking for competent football. That's all we're asking for out of Chapel Hill.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Is Max Johnson or Gio Lopez going to start?
I believe it's going to be Gio Lopez. From everything, it sounds.
He's got a cannon.
I mean, that's the best part. The best part about this. The best part about this North Carolina team. In the lead up to this TCU game
is Belichick.
Is Belichick, but also the fact that they're bringing in 70 new players between high school and the transfer portal.
Right.
So whenever you ask somebody like, "How is the team going to do?" everybody's like, "We have no idea."
Dude, I think there's probably some refining of the current college football setup that needs to take place. Now, obviously, I'm a big player empowerment guy, so it's a delicate dance of how do we maybe codify things without taking too much power away from people who haven't had it for way too long. But this is kind of when I love the portal,
right?
Because now teams no longer have these sort of glaring gaps that can immediately dissipate all hope for a season. Like, you have the opportunity to try to do a full roster overall and feel like Colorado did a couple of years ago. You're no longer going to be buried because you fucked up quarterback or linebacker recruiting. You can go get a decent starter there, and you can kind of see, okay, how good can I make this team? Thing about TCU is, though, TCU, and I think we're all probably guilty of this, sneaky good. I forgot about TCU because they have the national championship run. They completely fall off the year after, and they start last year horribly. But they end winning 6 of 7. Josh Hoover, their quarterback, is one of the best in the entire country, maybe the best in the Big 12. Damn near threw for 4,000 yards last year. And this is another thing I found in Pick 6 previews. They had the number 1 recruiting class in the Big 12 in 23, number 2 in 24, number 1 in 25. So TCU has money, and they've been doing a good job of getting the recruits in there. So that is a really big test for Belichick week 1.
T-Bob, tell us about the FS1 morning show beginning on September 2nd. What are you doing there, man?
Yeah, so I can't reveal too much yet, but I'm very excited.
Yep.
I'm going to be a very big part of it, so look forward to that. It's going to be FS1 Barstool. It's out of Chicago HQ. We're building the studios right now.
Love it.
It's going to start on September 2nd.
Tell Big Cat to stop spending so much money. He's going to run out anyway.
Bro, they just redid the basketball court for no reason.
Of course he did. For no reason. Right, exactly. Right.
I'm just excited, man. You know, I've been doing local radio for 13 years now. I mean, like I said, I got to break it in reserve at like 23 and 36 now. And then I feel a bit like when Harry Potter got his letter to Hogwarts. Because I was completely content. I was very happy. I was living in Baton Rouge the rest of my life. I loved my life. I was content. I think contentment is something I want to strive for no matter where I'm at in my life. But I got an opportunity, and now all of a sudden we're living here in Chicago. I'm taking the fucking train into work,
right?
Like a city man, right? Like I'm living some fantasy life, walking and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a whirlwind, and then it comes with this opportunity to be on FS1. It's just absolutely, it's real like pinch myself stuff. I don't know, man. I'm just very excited.
No, it's very cool. Listen, a victory for Barstool is a victory for me, man. You know what I'm saying?
T-Bob, one last thing from me here. So you've obviously listened to the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz for a long time. You listen to the Ron McGill segments, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when he tells people, and I've always thought about this, so you guys, your family comes to mind all the time. Yeah. When he tells people how to scare a bear away, and it's basically just saying your name, your last name really loud. Hey, bear. Hey, bear.
Yes.
I think about you
That's
guys
Ron's
all
advice to scaring a bear away. Hey, bear.
You put your hand like hey, bear. Dude. And so it's like, I imagine your family's just known that their whole lives. Just yell your last name out really loud. The bears just run the other way.
When I tell you, there are two human beings. There are fewer combinations of two human beings that I would more want to get in a room together than my old man and Ron McGill.
Oh, yeah.
My old man is fucking obsessed with animals.
Wow.
Obsessed.
Of course.
We go to the zoos constantly. We go to aquariums constantly. Growing up, we travel all over. He wants to go on every single tour. He asks a million questions all the time. He likes to flex all of his knowledge. He likes to talk about mating habits and whatnot. Yeah. Like, if we can ever make it happen, we have got to get Bobby Hebert and Ron McGill.
That's light work, I think, right, Stu?
Next week? What do you think?
Yeah.
No,
well, my dad doesn't know how to work a computer. I've been trying to get him to do a podcast with me.
Right.
Like, fucking go, John.
Wait, they are the Golics. Holy shit. So next week, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Bear.
Hey, guys, I really love y'all, though. Thank you, man. This is like bucket list type stuff for me. Thank you so much. When Stu reached out, Taylor reached out, I was really beside myself. And Mikey, Izzy, thank y'all so much, man.
All right, well, thank you, man. We appreciate it. This was fun. Congratulations on all your success. He also has the Unnecessary Roughness podcast as well. I would ask you about Miami, Notre Dame, and Texas, and Ohio State, but we're going to have you and your dad and Ron McGill on next week, so we'll do it then, okay?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it, all right?
I will try to teach him the computer in the intervening week. We'll see.
Leave him to his own devices. It's funnier that way. We'll do play-by-play of him trying to connect to the internet, okay? We appreciate it, buddy. Man. Good luck with everything, man.
Thanks, T-Bob.
Thank you, guys.
All right, man. All right.